The heat of the desert sun set the scene for round two, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso had appeared to escape consequences from his monster crash, but further inspection revealed a broken rib. The injury ruled him out of a race weekend for the first time in a year, and he appeared irritated with the decision.
A little bit disappointing, obviously. We want to race. We are competitor drivers, and we like competition and we love the sport. So it's a risk management that I understand, and minimize everything is the logical thing. So yeah, a little bit sad for that, but it's the only way to go.
Alonso's pain was Stoffel van Dorn's gain, as McLaren handed the reigning GP2 champion his debut to give Belgium their first representation on the grid since Jerome D'Ambrosio in 2012. Lewis seemed comfortable in the paddock, but it was much closer in qualifying, where he edged his teammate by less than a tenth of a second. Hamilton's lap bettered Mark Webber's previous Bahrain benchmark from the V10 era. Ferrari, though, were closing in terms of qualifying pace. Ricciardo was fifth, his best to date at the venue. Valtteri Bottas was searching for a first podium here. Massa was alongside Hülkenberg on row 4. And Grosjean looked to continue the Haas fairy tale, beating Verstappen to 9th. Vettel was eager to prove his race pace in Australia was no fluke, but he didn't get the opportunity.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think I might have an engine failure.
Did the team get on the radio to let you know, or was it something you just felt?
No, I think I felt first, so obviously then, it was obvious, so I parked the car.
How frustrating is that after such a lot of work?
I'm here to race, so yeah.
A broken valve was the cause. Mercedes locked out the front row for the 8th consecutive race, but could they improve their getaways? There was no repeat of the major dramas of Australia, but Rosberg instantly jumped his teammate in the opening meters. Bottas sensed an opportunity to demote Lewis further, but a misjudgment meant a collision was inevitable. The world champion was swallowed by the field, but crucially continued despite serious damage to the floor and front wing. He dropped behind Hülkenberg and the Haas of Gutierrez. On board with Bottas as he pulled past the Red Bull of Ricciardo and Ferrari of Raikkonen within the first part of the start to find himself third. Rosberg's early braking point gave Bottas a hint of a chance on Hamilton, but a collision became inevitable. It left the Finn with front and rear wing damage and severely compromised his race. Rosberg knew this was now his race to lose and set about building a gap ahead of the two Williams, then Ricciardo and Raikkonen. Further back, Sergio Perez sensed an opportunity to pass two cars in one corner, but Sainz closed the door and more debris flew across the racetrack. The clash resulted in a puncture for Carlos, who faced a long trip back to the pits.
Puncture.
Raikkonen had found a rhythm as he looked to recover from his poor start. He made light work of Bottas into the favoured overtaking spot of turn 1. It was something for Ferrari to cheer, as Vettel was consoled by team boss Maurizio Arrivabene. Lap 7, Jenson Button was hit by Er's failure and was disappointed to see possible points slip away.
A tough one to swallow, really, because I was running in 9th, cruising, really, looking after the tyres. Felt so comfortable with the car, and one of those things, it's very unlucky.
Even with major floor damage, Hamilton's recovery was progressing nicely. He continued at the expense of Bottas, this time without incident. Williams was struggling, lacking the pace they expected, especially after the earlier contact. Toto Wolff and Niki Lauda were pleased with both drivers. Williams' head of vehicle performance, Rob Smedley, assessed the damage as Bottas served his drive-through penalty for the first corner skirmish. Raikkonen pitted for soft tyres on lap 12 and exited just behind the sparring Massa and Ricciardo. Daniel used his tyre advantage to pass. Felipe was now offline and vulnerable. So Kimi glided past with ease. Grosjean was in for his second Haas pit stop, and the team's inexperience showed. A minor issue on the left rear cost him precious time and places. He exited behind the Williams of Massa. But the Frenchman had found a setup which suited the soft tyres, and he soon made amends for his team with a fine move, underlining his confidence under braking, promoting the American squad to 6th. Team principal Günther Steiner couldn't hide his emotions. A dream start was getting better and better. Nico Rosberg had made a fantastic start, and after a controlled and composed drive, he won the 2016 Bahrain Grand Prix to seal his first career win at a venue he'd always enjoyed.
Woohoo! Great job, Nico. Great job. Yeah, awesome, guys. Yeah. Great job, Nico. Great job.
The superb run continued for the German. It was his 5th victory in succession, and it gave him the early championship momentum. In 10th place, Stoffel van Dorn joined an elite club of drivers to score points on their debut. Haas once again made the headlines as Romain Grosjean continued their incredible start to the season. Vettel's non-score dropped him to 6th place in the standings. But Rosberg took a 17-point advantage at this early stage to the season.
I'm not thinking about, the season, the whole championship or whatever, just taking it race by race, and I want to make the most of it, with the great car that we have, and I'm happy with the way it's gone so far, and let's see how the next races go.
Taking advantage of an absent Vettel, Bottas's lightning start should have set up a good result. Instead, momentary overambition led to a difficult race.
I was committed to turn one, braking late. I think probably the Mercedes cars, they didn't expect anyone to be inside there, and maybe I braked too late as well. I need to have a look, but it's a shame. It's cost me positions today, and it cost for sure Lewis also positions.
Yeah, considering I'm glad that I was able to keep it together and not lose my cool and all that kind of stuff, which you would not expect from someone that's won championships like I have. So yeah, as I said, it's one of those days, bad day in the office, but there's positives to take from it.
Romain Grosjean was in great demand after the storming start to the season from Haas continued to confound the paddock.
This is a massive reward. This is unbelievable for us, and yeah, I think, yeah, it's real.